Stimulus checks or shutdown? Tonight, Mitch McConnell did not extend the CR. Shocking. Earlier today, Nancy Pelosi chose to do the easiest route. Nothing. What she's really good at doing. So she extended the CR for 1 week in the House. But that's not making it law. She simply just had the vote on it, pass, and sent it to the Senate. And so what did Mitch do? Nothing. He did not put the CR extension for a vote. This is despite a Political article no less than 4 days ago that Mitch McConnell wanted an extension right away on a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, we're on Thursday now. Well, that apparently was not true. So is Mitch McConnell trying to push for a shutdown or stimulus checks? Tonight, Josh Hawley, the Republican out of Missouri, senator, is front page news because he's the only one who's actually written a bill. There has been no bill from the moderates. There has been no bill from Mitch McConnell or any of the 9,000 other proposals we've heard about the CR. Hawley's bill is only about one thing. It's a standalone bill for a stimulus check. He wrote the bill. Hashtag LALATE wrote the bill was hashtag Josh wrote the bill. $1,200 stimulus check from the man who meets with the president, who says the president says he would go from a $1,200 to $2,000 stimulus check. Now, on the outlined sides are a series of Republicans and Democrats, both the House and Senate, said they are never going to approve anything in the CR unless there is a $1,200 stimulus check. Meantime, there's a fight underway to see where the priorities are, because the Democrats are trying to paint the Republicans as falling apart, but the Democrats are not aligned as well. Certain Democrats are doing that narrative that everyone's agreeing upon every amount. No, they aren't, because those Democrats have made it very clear this time by putting pen to paper, saying my name is, and I'm voting against anything unless there's a stimulus check. So what's going on with you and that $2,400 in that SSI? Will PUA and UI expire? And if it does expire in just the next few days, will it reactivate? I'll explain that in this video as well. FPUC, will you get any FPUC? And really, where is the priorities involved with these people? Meantime, why have suddenly private charities stepped up and picked up rent, utilities, food, gifts across the country in cities and states in which there may not have been any stimulus relief? And are they doing it in your city as well? It's all really exciting news. The bottom line as we start a Thursday evening is that there's relief for you in your city or state, despite how big and small it is, despite how behind or lackluster the state government operations are, or despite whatever is going on in Congress. There's relief in your city, county, and state. It's on its way, or it already is there, and I'm going to ensure you get it. And with that, let's get rolling with Evening's LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm so glad you joined me on a night in which you simply are really all on point, because the points to be made is shutdown or stimulus check, or stimulus checks or shutdown. I inverted it, sorry there. First, second, stimulus checks, $1,200 or more. $600 is a joke. 3, eviction moratorium. 4, mortgage forbearance. And extension 5, extension of PUA and UI. And that you need that rent, food, utilities, Christmas gifts right now. Where is it? How do I get it? And how do I get it right now? And how can the volunteers help you as well? Well, the great news is I have all that for you in this video. So please subscribe. Please subscribe, because I'm going to ensure that you get money right now. Not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And that's why the community page of this channel has grown. It has now been revamped overnight. Last night I was up to midnight, changing how it looks. So now it's simpler. Dividing no less than 14 volunteers. Yes, we're growing. Separating them from Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. You can reach out to them by going to the pinned comment in the corner of this video. There's a little button. You click that button, it expands and shows you a series of links. The first one will say community page with a picture of a cat. You click on that and it'll bring you to the community page. On the community page, you're separated Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whichever platform you like to use. You reach out to the volunteer, say, hi, I need assistance with Kentucky. I need assistance with New York City. And they will respond to you. It's the incredible spirit of this channel for helping one another. And in this video, I'm going to show how you can get the rent relief yourself, even before reaching out to the volunteers. Minutes before this recording, on Being a Mitch, one person told me in Corpus Christi, did I just say that wrong? Christie. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Got 6 months of rent. So congratulations to him. Absolutely incredible. And that was from a private charity. So please subscribe. Also like this video. In this video, I'll be going over what's going on with Congress, what's going on with that CR, what's going on with the stimulus check, what's going on with Mitch and Nancy and all those things as well. Then I'll be turning to Joe and what's happening in January and $2,400 in SSI, retroactive FPUC to August, multiple stimulus checks, a lot of stuff to cover. And then I'll turn it to the states, that money right now, the money you are owed right now that you should get right now, because ultimately I'm going to ensure that you could rent, food, utilities, and Christmas gifts right now. Today is the 10th, so I want to make sure you get it ahead of time. As viewers are now getting big sums of money, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, you should be next. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that Mitch McConnell, shockingly, on a Thursday afternoon, after potentially see no progress anywhere in the CR congressional budget negotiations over the last several days, did not do an extension, did not even consider an extension. So will he do it tomorrow? Let me explain what's going on. The federal government is set to shut down on Saturday morning. I believe it's 1 a.m. if no budget bill is passed by the end of Friday at midnight. Earlier today, Nancy Pelosi did the easiest thing, which she always does, which is say, I'm not going to do anything. She's very good at not doing anything. She stood with a poster that said 5 trillion people died yesterday, and Mitch McConnell was responsible. I mean, it's just, yeah. So that she did that again. The poster probably cost $500, more than your stimulus check that she wants to give you. And that was it. And she said, you know what? We're asking for extension, so we're going to try to extend this. And she put it for a vote in the House, and the House agreed to extend the CR by 1 week. Now, that's not law. It is not extended for 1 week, as you sit here right now in this recording, because it requires the Senate to do the same thing. Well, the Senate has not. She sent it to Mitch's at the Senate, and they did not call for a vote. Mitch did not call for a vote or a moat. Yeah, you heard that slip. Nothing was done with it. I was shocked. I really thought Mitch was going to extend it today. Well, Mitch may have heard your tweets, because I told you all day long, get those tweets going. Mitch McConnell's communications director, Mitch McConnell's press secretary say, shut down the government. Don't do a CR extension. Don't do a CR extension. Stimulus check or shutdown. That's a hashtag. Hashtag stimulus check or shutdown. Stop giving Nancy Pelosi her way by just rolling things over. And I'll give you an example why this doesn't make sense. You do an extension, what's going to happen next week? There's no progress with these people. All that Nancy and Chuck are saying is my way or the highway, and all Mitch is saying is my way or the highway. Well, the only way you get to the highway is shutting down the federal government. And then you realize, wait a second, these people are not compromising. They don't ever compromise on anything. And one of the people so frustrated with this and had enough was Senator Josh Hawley, who I was the first to detail on this channel over a week ago as a Missouri senator who was speaking with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, in the White House and by phone every single day since last Saturday, saying first, we need a stimulus check, then urging the president to veto the CR. There is no stimulus check in there. Then in another conversation, getting the president to ostensibly agree to $1,200 to $2,000 as a stimulus check, and then urging Josh to continue the push. And today he did. Josh Hawley introduced a standalone stimulus check bill of a $1,200 stimulus check and $500 for children. This is the first and only bill of the CR. The moderates has never been a bill. It's still a memo. Mitch's is still a memo or thing on a post-it note. So Josh's is the first actual bill. It's also the first standalone bill that we've seen about stimulus since this channel was even created. Hashtag LA wrote the bill. Though this is 2.0. This is now Josh write the bill. As one person said on Being the Mitch, LA, can you just take your bill to Washington, just fly it in and just give it to them and tell them pass it? Yeah, I could. This is back to my old promise. I once said in July, if anyone wants to fly me to Washington to talk to these people, I'll do it. Because they don't seem to understand basic elements. And the basic elements as you sit here tonight is that you need really 4 things categorically done in the CR. And anything else beyond that is froth. It's froth. It's like Airbnb stock today. It's froth. The first thing that you need is a stimulus check. You need a stimulus check because people who are unemployed, people who are seniors or veterans, they were not employed. They're not on unemployment. So the extension of PUA UI does nothing for them. They need a stimulus check. That's the only way that they get relief. These are people who make less than $49,000 a year. These are not financially well-off people. They do not have big, cushy savings accounts like congressional leaders do. They need the stimulus check. Second, you need an eviction moratorium. The great news is that one of the Democratic fractions yesterday put that in among the proposals, an eviction moratorium. Third, you need a mortgage forbearance. That same group put that into the proposals yesterday. Fourth, you need extension of PUA and UI, set to expire in just a few days. Both the proposals have that in there. That is the only thing the proposals really agree upon. And what's really important to understand is that the way they would deal with it is that if your UI or PUA expire in the next few days, they would reactivate the account and continue it active to at least January 31st. Okay. Those are the only 4 things that you really need in the CR. Everything else after that. Airline bailouts, don't need it. Hotel bailouts, don't need it. FPUC, don't need it. Joe's going to take care of it in early January. If Joe is really going to take care of 20 consecutive retroactive weeks of $600 a week, then why is Nancy Pelosi hemorrhaging about 3 weeks of $300? If Joe says he's going to take care of it in 4 weeks from now, she doesn't need to do this issue at the moment. Next, PPP, they don't need PPP right now. Unemployed workers or workers who have been laid off, they would get a stimulus check. It's as simple as that. But they haven't gotten to simple. All they want to do is do big bailouts of big corporations. And you know it and I know it. And Josh Hawley knows it as well. Now, the other good news tonight is that the president would go to a $1,200 to $2,000 stimulus check and may veto anything that comes across his table that does not come aligned with that. The other major news tonight is that we see that Republicans are very aligned despite what Nancy Pelosi wants to say about them. Does this sound familiar? It does. We're back to the old Nancy Pelosi July arguments that the Republicans are all falling apart and we're so aligned. No, everyone's falling apart. Mitch and the White House often have not agreed this week. Steve Mnuchin and Mitch have not agreed this week. Nancy and nearly every Democrat has not agreed this week. Nancy thinks she agrees with Bernie Sanders, no, or AOC, no, or the 10 or 20 Democrats who wrote a letter saying they're going to oppose and vote against any CR unless there's a stimulus check in there. And Nancy is supporting the moderates bill that does not have a stimulus check in there. You see what's going on. You see what's going on. Now, $2,400 if you're on SSI and SSDI, yeah, that would come in January on Joe Biden. That would come as a standalone bill that would give you $2,400, $2,200 a month every month until December, raising your benefits upwards of 20% one time, lifetime, and then also giving you a new benchmark that would raise your benefits every year. Meantime, when we turn to EIDL, go get it because you only have a couple more weeks. And escalate benefits for UI, go get it. Get it now because those offices are going to have less staffing during the holidays or as COVID increases. But the important thing you need to focus right now on is, you know what I'm about to say, state and local. Yeah, state and local. Because state and local has this big money for you. You need to look at your city hall, your county hall, your state housing authority, your county housing authority, and call them up, go on their website, and look for rent assistance because of COVID. Please make the effort to look. Don't just ask to have people do things for you. Please look. There is close to 2 million viewers on this channel a day. There's 40,000 to 100,000 comments on this channel across all the platforms. Please don't just sit back and say, have someone do it for me. Please look first. And that's what one viewer on the Being a Mitch video said. He said, I got 6 months of rent after watching your channel. 6 months of rent in Corpus Christi, Texas, because I saw what you said and I went and applied and I got it from a private charity, a nationally known private charity. So congratulations to him. Rent and utilities. Now, after you do your city, state, county, and you may not find it, then you want to look to the private charities, which I detail on this channel every night on Purple Power Live, which comes out after this one. I mentioned about 5 national charities. You need to contact them about rent, utilities, where you live, and also food. And at least 2 of them are doing children's gifts. Next, some states are actually sending out stimulus checks. I don't want you to focus on them because they're not robust. When we do rent, we're talking about $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. When you're talking about a stimulus check, we're talking about $300, $400, $500, $600. It's not even apples and oranges. So don't get excited about a stimulus check. It's among the things that you should do, but it should not be the only thing you should do. Then, if you go through all these steps and you look and you look and you look and you can't find, and you've been doing this for a few days, then go to the community page, which is in the pinned comments, which is in the pinned up in the corner of the video. And that will send you to the community page, which is now revamped and simple. It allows you to contact no less than 15 volunteers. We have grown to 15 volunteers who will answer your questions, whether you are on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Don't do something other than what I'm talking about on this channel. And please understand this. There's ultimately someone who wants to do their own thing, and doing your own thing may not help you. It may actually hurt you. One of the examples of doing your own thing is posting on the channel. You contact me. Don't do that. Don't post on the channel. Please contact me. Also, don't respond to unsolicited comments by people you don't know. There are spammers on every channel, and those are spammers trying to buy or sell you Bitcoin. Don't respond to unsolicited comments. Third, when you're doing things, remind yourself that volunteers are helping a lot of people. 30, 40, 60 people a day or half a day. And so don't, be considerate of everything else involved. With that, join me in a few minutes for Purple Power Live. I'm going to have big up like Dante's across the corner, and across the corner, across this bridge, and across the sea. And then join me on early mornings LATE at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. No, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and stay LA for more.